Welcome to another MMA grind. We recap UFC 311 as well as other MMA news and fight announcements. Recapping the main card of UFC 311, in the opener, RDR René de Ridder made quick work of Kevin Holland, taking him down in the first 5 seconds of the first round, and eventually choking Holland into submission via rear naked choke after some effective ground and pound that cut open Holland. It was de Ridder's second win in as many fights in the UFC, and he is now asking for a top 10 opponent in his next fight. In the second fight of the main card, Jailton Almeida had a bit of a rough start against Sergey Spivak, before hurting Spivak on the feet with an uppercut and finishing on the ground with nasty strikes, flattening his opponent with a few seconds left in the first round. After the win, Almeida tells Cyril Gane to stop running and give him the fight next, calling out Gane 3 times now. Let's see if the UFC grants his wish. Next in the Coco main event, and the fight of the night in my opinion, Jiri Prochazka knocked out Jamahal Hill in the third round of an insanely fast-paced war in which both fighters landed big shots throughout the fight. A much defensively improved Jiri used head movement and a mix of striking combinations to land huge shots, knocking down Hill in the first round. Hill put up a valiant effort and showed mucho toughness and came back strong in the second round, evening up the scorecards going into the third round. Jiri continued the onslaught in the final round and landed clean game-changing punches to the chin of Hill, and eventually a perfect left-hook right-hand combo that sent Hill flying to the canvas. Hill showed a lot of heart and worked back to his feet, only to get sent back down to the canvas with a series of strikes, and Jiri finished the former champ with ground and pound, while Hill was on all fours. An amazing fight between two former light heavyweight world champions with the possibility to fight Alex Pereira in a rematch on the line for the Shana sweepstakes, so to speak. And Jiri called for a third fight with the champ in the post-fight interview with Joe Rogan. In the co-main event of UFC 311, bantamweight champion Merab Dvalishvili retained his belt outpacing with a unanimous decision victory over the very game, and tough Umar Nurmagomedov in a great high-level fight. Umar landed cleaner shots throughout, especially in the first 2 rounds which the challenger took, and had a commanding lead in the fight heading into the third round. In the third round, Merab regained momentum with his patented non-stop in-your-face style and pace, outworking Umar and winning a close and competitive third round. In the fourth and fifth rounds, Merab continued a blistering fast pace as Umar became visibly more and more gassed as Merab only got stronger. Merab played to the crowd with showmanship as he took down Umar twice in the closing minute of the fight and solidified his position and inserted into the conversation as the bantamweight GOAT. What do you guys think? Who should Merab fight next, and should he already be recognized as the bantamweight GOAT? Let us know in the comments. And finally, in the main event of UFC 311, Islam takes down Renato Moicano with ease in the first round, and further cemented his legacy with a Darce choke forcing the game, and tough Moicano to tap out halfway through the first round. Islam Makhachev now has 4 title defenses, surpassing Khabib and others for the most in UFC lightweight history, and proved that he's willing to fight anyone on short notice, or not to defend his belt and legacy. Islam hinted a move up to either welterweight or even middleweight with aspirations to secure another belt in another division. What do you guys think is next for Islam? Is it Arman, after pulling out with 24 hours notice? Is it Ilia Topuria, who called out Islam on Twitter immediately after the fight? Let us know in the comments what you think, and who would be the toughest matchup for Islam moving forward. The UFC has announced 2 fights for the UFC 313 March card in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena, with Alex Pereira defending his light heavyweight title in the highly anticipated fight against #1 ranked contender Magomed Ankalaev. After months of banter and back and forth between the 2 fighters on social media, the 2 will clash and headline as the main event, with Alex Pereira opening as an underdog with the odds makers. What do you guys think about this fight? Who wins? And do you think Alex Pereira should be the underdog? Will Poatan prove doubters wrong once again? Or will Magomed be the next champ at light heavyweight? Another fight announced on the same card is between lightweight contenders Justin the Highlight, Gaethje, and Dan Hangman Hooker, and it will be for 5 rounds in the co-main event. Gaethje has not fought since his UFC 300 knockout loss to Max Holloway almost a year ago, and Dan Hooker is coming off an impressive winning performance against Mateusz Gamrot in his last outing. Both of these fights promise fireworks, and action-packed high-level striking will be on full display. Let us know in the comments what you think of all the potential matchups for the fighters from UFC 311. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, thank you for watching. Join us next time on MMA Grind.